Stream, go. Music, go. Start a new song. Excellent. Replay, pause. Replay, pause. Who's else streaming? G Logan is streaming. DDO Stream is streaming. Nice. Alright. Boom, let's go. Epic Adventures on Galanda. Well, hopefully when they're done, they'll kick people this direction. As always, I am on Discord. Well, not always. I'm currently on Discord hanging out. If you'd like to join, you know what to do. And we're gonna continue on our merry way of XP all the time. I found a couple of things. Continuing to hunt for my. Wait, hang on. Start at the beginning. Boop. Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's stream. My name is Samius, and we are playing Dungeons and Dragons Online. Tonight, we are playing Samius, who is currently a barbarian rogue. That's right, a drow. Ironically enough, however, we are going to probably be more bard levels than barbarian for a while, just so we can get our swashbuckler action in position. I'm having a blast. Sorry. However, Samius will be going up the Visante Knife Fighter tree with the desire to throw throwing daggers with quite force. Losing a fundraiser challenge, Mr. Garobo is a drow instead of a dragonborn, as his character concept and design would have liked to be. Hoi hoi hoi. Alright guys, so that's basically where we're at right now. Like I said, 3 bard, 1 barbarian, 1 rogue. This barbarian level was actually a mistake. This probably should have been the 4th level of bard. Once we have the 4th level of bard, we can get all the way up to basically wherever we want to go in the swashbuckler tree. We're never going to be able to get to the level 5 stuff in the tree until level 12, so we're ways away from that anyway. So it doesn't hurt us now to just do it, right? And I'm not real sure where we're going to do our capstone anyway, if it's going to be in the Visante tree, if it's going to be, yeah, it probably is going to be in the Visante tree. Like, this Whirling Blades is sweet. But anyway, we're not ready to cross that bridge yet anyhow, so I'm not gonna. So getting our 4th level of bard right away is really good. Wind at the back, potentially the swashbuckling style, the battering barrage is also pretty good to be able to hit a little bit more reliably. So there's a lot of things to pick up in this tree. The knife tree, Frenzy Berserker gives us things like rage because we're all in on strength, and as well as melee power, because the Visante tree right here lets you use melee or range power, whatever's greater. So that's basically the concept of the build. So right now we're using a dagger as our main weapon. We're kind of dancing around a little bit between dagger and this rapier right here, a little bit back and forth. However, I grabbed a couple of things. I was able to grab a chill shard for next level. This may or may not be the bee's knees. It may be terrible. I'm not sure. But we'll have it, and if we don't like it, we can throw it away. I also grabbed a Dwarven Thrower. You can always go back in the bank if we don't like it. I grabbed this Bejeweled Letter Opener for level 8. I think it's going to be really good. It's got extended critical, 17 through 20. It's already keen. And it powers our devotion and Renaissance power, whatever. So that'll help with a couple of things. All we can really do is try it and see what happens, basically. let's get started. Oh, let's do a quick once over the gear. Gear changed a little bit earlier, so might as well run it down. Helm of Frost and booties and gloves gives us a 3-piece Abishai set, which gives us +1 to armor, strength, caster level on evocation spells, which is all good. And then of course we have our melee alacrity trinket. We're currently running the charisma constitution thing. So. Probably not totally necessary. We have our sweet wrappings belt, which is actually very, very good. We have our Trolls regeneration ring with our modern sapphire in it, also very good. We have our XP gem, very good. Our blurry item, pretty good. And invulnerability and +6 to hit. All those things seem like things that we really want to make sure that we have floating around. I think that's it. I think that's what we're doing. We're kind of working on quests that are honestly like we're 5 instead of doing 3s on Epic. We've actually been doing 4s on Epic. I don't know if it's going to stay that way for very long, but right now we're going to carry on the Sharn Syndicate chain and see how much more of that we can power through. I don't know. Hopefully that wasn't too much information at you guys all at once. Also, we're out of 2. I need to actually... I haven't read... Ray's blog and a couple of updates either. I've haven't been caught up on that. I'm gonna set that over here to this side. Oh, let's summon this guy. I think this guy will actually be useful here. Let's see. Sturdy Feet is currently first, and Mock Duck and Ben. Man, we got a lot of cheers the last day or two. That's nice. That's real nice. Real nice. Hopefully we can pick up some subbers today. That would be sweet. And we are doing the pain train over here on this drow life. I am so pretty, oh so pretty, and full of sunshine and cheeriness and yay. I don't know the words to this song. I'm super straight, so I don't actually know the words to any songs. I literally just pulled up your blog posts. I am a little bit behind, but I figured get that pulled up while I'm thinking about it. This might be better. At least get that extra double strike in. So this thing shoots that double strike up to 31. 31's a pretty reasonable amount of double strike, right? Feels good. Well, I didn't see a tweet, which made me think of it. You've been tweeting me a storm today. This is good. I like it. Need everyone to tweet me storms. Oh, shit. I didn't have someone die, did I? Okay. Whew. Could have died. Could have been deaded. Man, what's this thing doing damage in? It's taking a crap ton of force damage. You do. Everyone should tweet more. Tweeting is great. I don't think this is how real banks work. You turn the alarm off and they're just like fine with you looting the place. Plunder! Alright, that was 350 Reaper XP? That can't be right. I didn't kill anything. Yeah, I didn't kill anything, so there was no Reaper XP. Alright. I could hear if you wanted me to. I'm just saying. Just saying. Well, that would probably work, or you could join the TeamSpeak, or sorry, the Discord channel. One of those two things will work. Whew. I don't know if I'm ready for this quest. Let's see. Is anyone else on? No, Discord. I can't really give out the TeamSpeak client information. That is Tobrel's to do with or not. I feel like I'm missing something semi-important. Oh well!
Well, hello.
Greetings and salutations! Oh.
Don't die.
So we did die earlier, by the way. We had a death. We got one-shotted by a Carnage Reaper for like 150 before we had our Reaper XP. Or, yeah, Reaper enhancements. It was beatings. It was real bad. For those of you who don't know, they changed this quest. You don't have to rescue the family.
What do you have to do? Like, what's the point in the bookbinder rescue if it's not to rescue the family?
It's not a fail condition now. So now you find the family. Wait, that's a trap, idiot. You don't stand on top of the trap. Like, I didn't know where the box was, but I knew where the trap was. Oh my goodness.
That's what he said.
Also, how was the dentist?
Horrible.
They said no licking inappropriate places until your tongue heals.
The tongue is healed. It was just all around bad. I was there for like an hour and a half and was basically being tortured the entire time. I sat in my car and cried afterwards.
Tears?
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh no. Did you look at yourself in the mirror and get all hot and bothered?
No.
We've discovered that Ray really likes it when people cry.
I'm really vain. It's true.
There's a song about being vain, right? No,
The song is about me.
No, the song is, you think this song is about you, right? What is that song?
I bet you think the song is about you, don't you? Don't you?
Yeah, that song. Isn't that song about somebody? So somebody out there is right.
It's about me. I swear it is.
I mean, I guess it could be.
Because I'm so vain.
Oh my goodness. Ugh. So, today was a super long stream. I don't know how much, if any of it, you saw. But I started streaming at noon my time, and I did not get off until 6 to start recording Two Trolls and a Brew, because we continuously kept more than 50 people in the channel. No, not 50. Sorry, 20 people in the channel. Pretty consistently.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Like, Jerry usually hands me about 50, and then over the next hour, they usually trickle down to like 35. And then about an hour after that, we usually get down to like 20. That's about what people have. You know, they watch Jerry to get free stuff and insider information, right? I can't give them that. I can just give them conversation and agonizing pain and suffering, leveling up as a drow. But, yeah, people stuck around. People stuck around, and we crossed the 500 Twitch follower mark, apparently. Sometime earlier today. I'm showing 509 at the moment.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So,
I mean, 506, because I think I've had to make like 3 accounts just to talk to you.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I've also got, and you know, my bot account follows. But I don't think it counts admins, so in the follower count. So maybe it's more. Come with me if you want to live. Grandma, come with me if you want to. How come Grandma's dressed like a hussy?
I don't know, but you look like you're rescuing Buckwild too.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Oh no, Grandma Bender like looks hot. Grandpa, like he's gross looking.
She's gonna get Buckwild with Buckwild.
Maybe.
Buchwald? How do you actually say his name? I've always just called him Buckwild.
I don't know. Butchwald?
Buckwild is better.
I can't sound out the words. I'm not a sounder outer.
But depends on what language his name is, because it could be Buchwald. Buchwald. Gonna get Buck in here.
Yeah, that would be a Ben question. That's what he's good at. With all of his German stuff. That's what he's good at. As much crap as we give him for various things, he's pretty good at retaining information. So I don't think I love how this knife looks. I like how it's like transparent. I don't like the shape of it. But I like how the throwing dagger version of it looks.
Kind of looks like a popsicle or a freezy.
Yeah, a little bit. People are trickling in. Welcome, welcome. Have a good time. Feel free to join the chat if you'd like. Discord.me/SamusGarobo. Or you can just be part of the conversation via text. That is also acceptable. And with me tonight is the lovely Raspberry. Or Ray, as I've been calling her lately. I don't know if
Raspberry's
she likes
my game name.
Yeah, I don't know if she likes it, but that's what her Twitter says now, so that's what she gets.
I'm not gonna throw a fit.
Oh my goodness. So, I had an individual throw a fit on me. This individual's in the process of transitioning. Big fan of this person. Don't know how I feel about transitioning, but that's not my problem as long as I'm not paying for it, right? And they're switching names. And I'm like, well, I've known you for 12 years as X. Let's say in another 12 years, if I get your new name right, we're even. And I used the wrong name, and I got an earful the other day. Just a total earful. And somebody else come up to me, and I'm just like, I don't complain when people don't call me Samus. And they just looked at me like I was absolutely insane. Like, why would anyone call me Samus? And then another person walked over and they're like, what's their problem? Like, they all thought I was insane for saying that I don't throw a fit when someone calls me X and not Samus. And they go, do you prefer Samus? And I said, well, yeah. Okay. Ever since then, that person has called me Samus. But it's got to be easier. Because I introduced myself to that person as Samus. I don't know. It is weird. Names are hard, apparently.
Names are hard because, like, I went by... This is nowhere near that situation. I've always gone by Ray. And recently I had to switch to using my full legal name, which is Rachel, just for work and other things. But it takes time to, like, if you are transitioning, I think one of the things that takes time is people getting used to the new you and getting used to those names. So I think there needs to be a little bit more gentleness and understanding and willingness to be, like, just willing to constantly say, that's not my name, I go by this now, hi, my name is this. And, like, it sucks, and it's probably a hard part of the transition, but at the same time, it's just not easy sometimes. People forget. It's an honest mistake. It's not like you're being malicious about it.
Yeah, I also think that most people that I know that have transitioned or whatever, the name is usually relatively close. Is that a sign that DDO is growing? I mean, sort of. It's a sign that somebody else has decided to stream tonight. DDO, because I pretty much stream DDO every weeknight now, so I have really for the last couple of weeks, almost. But DDO stream they have people scheduled for some evenings, not every evening, but some evenings. For a while now.
I'm really excited for you to pick the Moggy up. I love the Moggy.
I did, over here, right? That's the little bear-looking thing.
It's the little golem. He's like a little gnome-sized golem. His name is Moggy. Every time we do this quest, I have to pick him up. And, like, I don't care if I only disable that pillar or I only trick that pillar. I will pick the Moggy up.
It's the only
and that'll be it.
That's fair. Woo! We're gonna save Sheen. Did you know this guy's name? This little gnome that I have? I didn't say that. You know what his name was when he was alive?
What?
Siren Hamster Herder. Is that not the best name you've ever heard for anything?
Who doesn't love herding hamsters?
Oh my god. Only other thing that could possibly be better in hindsight now would be like Gerbil Wrestler. I don't know if they know what they do when they do it sometimes. We need a name for this NPC. Yeah, okay. What is it? It's a gnome wizard. It's a gnome wizard, a halfling wizard. Halfling wizard. Alright. Let's see. Gnomes, halfling, shorts, wizard. How about hamster herder? You know, like Nerf herder, but for things that go in your rectum. Okay. That sounds good. I want a hireling to be named Updog. That would be entertaining. I don't know, man. I just feel that it's funky.
I still love the one orange named in Let Sleeping Doves Lie. His name, hands down, the best name in game.
Orange name and Sleeping Dust Lie.
KK, oh my god, LOL.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I read some of them the other day, or when I did those lives, actually, and I was a little surprised. Somebody actually, we were talking earlier today, they made an observation that they think that some stuff from in DDO is in homage to EverQuest, like some of the symbols were the same. I'm like, probably. The devs love inside jokes and stuff like that constantly. So I could see them doing something. You're addicted to that phrase. You're Euro based and you can't get a single NA citizen. What do you... NA means something different here. To me, it means non-applicable citizens, so that doesn't make any sense. So, is NA like a... Oh man. Netherlands, maybe? Makes sense.
I mean, it's the only N country. Oh, North America. Oh.
Really? You can't get anyone to fall for Updog? I feel like Updog is fine. Like, I feel like that's a funny enough joke.
I mean, I feel like if you snuck it in on me, I would fall for it.
I feel like...
Like, especially with an accent. Like, if somebody with a really thick accent were to say something about Updog, and I didn't see it written, because seeing it written tipped me off. So if you, like, said it with a really thick accent, you just kind of slipped it in the casual conversation, I would come out of nowhere and be like, what's up, dog? And then I would start laughing, because that would be amazing.
I guess my European friends always just say America. Like the girls, they always say America. They never... I guess because they just consider all of this area over here. Canada really is just our basement or our attic or whatever you want to call it.
Your hat. We are the hat.
Yeah, I mean... I read a statistic some time ago that kind of stuck with me that... like 80-some or greater percentage of the population of Canada lives within 50 miles of the United States. Think about that for 1 second. 50 miles within the U.S. border. It is cold every place else.
Once you go north, it's cold. Nobody lives in the north.
Well, and that's, I'm going to segue this right into a global warming conversation. Welcome to an After Dark conversation, boys and girls. One of my favorite environmentalists right now, actually, is like, so let's pretend the world is warming a couple degrees. What does that really mean? What does that really mean? He's like, 1, more rain, which means make the areas where it's currently the hottest get more rainfall, ergo starts to green and become better for people to live in. And I'm like, okay, well that kind of makes sense, right? 2, places where it's too damn cold to live because you can't grow food suddenly grows food now and people can live there. And he's like, think of all the land that's too cold to live in. He's like, look at Canada and Russia and all these. It's like, holy shit, he's 100% right. What if you could suddenly live 100 miles into, like, you double the population of Alaska, or not Alaska, Canada? It seems insane to me.
Yeah, but do we really need to double population of anything?
Well, if the people are already crowded, right? And we can't keep people where the food is now, yeah, we do. We need to put people where the food is.
Yeah, but, like, do we really need to, like, spread them out? I mean, it's not Canada's fault the world's overpopulated.
I would disagree that the world overpopulated, but I mean, that's a pretty strong statement. I think it's just we did it poorly. The one species on the planet that can control its mating. Surprise, surprise, it ran itself out of food. I might say NA because I played some games that are associated with esports, and NA is the mentioned region. Awesome. The only problem with global warming is the melting ice that caused a bunch of shit. So, this is also a statistic that you see that's kind of weird and misleading. In the last 10 years, the Antarctic, while ice has melted from one area, it has grown in another area. Like, crazy amounts of growth. There we go. I knew there was danger. My D&D sense detected it, but I did not see it. Even NASA, when they announced it, went, okay, don't think this means that there's no global warming, but there's more ice in the Antarctic than ever before. Yeah, NASA put out a study, was it last year? That there's more ice buildup in the Antarctic than there ever has been in human recorded history. But it's melting from this one area really badly, and they think it's because the patch of water where there's a lake underneath the ice has gotten hot, and like huge sheets are melting off of it. But like overall, Antarctic has grown and gotten thicker. It's crazy. And people tell me I'm nuts. Nuts, I say. How dare you look at all these facts and not have an opinion because you don't know what to believe. I don't know, it's weird. People want you to buy an expensive car.
I am just so non-confrontational that I dislike having opinions. I mean, of course I do, but it's rare that I voice them because I don't like confrontation. It's exhausting, it hurts my brain, and it makes me want to hide.
Oh, I love it. I love the idea of somebody having something that I don't know about and being able to be like reasonable while discussing it. You know, like someone could pull out, well, this area is in a drought that it's never been before. And be like, well, that's really interesting. Like, how can we help that? You know what I mean? Like, how can we get food and water there to make sure everybody is taken care of? And I'm also like a big fan of aquaponics. Like, literally my brother, who I think is in channel, I don't think he's in the voice chat, I think he's in the stream, is literally going to come pick up my aquaponic stuff so he can learn to grow stuff aquaponically. Via the aquaponic method? Holy crap, aquaponically. I have a place to put all this stuff that I personally have invested in in someone go pull that lever. Alright, excellent. Good girl. When I moved to the bus.
Okay, not gonna lie, aquaponics just sounds so interesting. The school that I grew up and went to when I was a kid has one in, like, it's not really their basement, but one of their lower floors has an aquaponic system. It just looks so cool.
So, the concept itself is really sweet, and if you are interested at all, can you feed a fish like a betta or a goldfish? Like, feed it every couple of days? Some people do not have this ability. That's why I'm asking.
I don't know. I haven't had a pet of my own. I mean, I've kept a succulent alive for the last 2 years. I haven't had a pet to make survive my wilds.
There's a really great fish tank aquaponics combo, right? So you put your fish in, it's got a little tank, you have a little door to feed your fish, and do fish things. But, I'm trying to find it now. There you go. Here's one. You can actually get this for a hell of a lot cheaper. But here's the first one that I just happened to Google. Sorry, it's a long thing. But basically, it's got like four or five little pods in it, and you feed a fish. In this case, they picture a betta, which is pretty much ideal. And then it just pumps the water up slowly to basically feed the fish as needed. It's super cheap. I mean, you know, $70, $80. You can find them for much less, depending on where you go. There's some on Amazon. There's some at PetSmart. But basically, the idea is the same. Just a matter of how big you want to ramp it up to be, what kind of fish you want to put in it. It's actually really awesome. And it teaches you the kind of like the basics of how it works, right? So aquaponics essentially is the idea that the fish use the restroom in the water, and you pump that water to a medium that can grow bacteria. That bacteria eats the ammonia and the waste out of the water and basically farts. That fart turns into plant food. So the bacteria cleans the water so the fish can keep living in it. The bacteria eat the fish waste so the bacteria can live. And then the bacteria farts and burps and stuff is plant food. So then you get really great succulent plants. And then the plants don't have to fight for food, right? Because that's what your roots do. They go out and they climb trying to find food and water and stuff like that. Well, when you don't have to fight for food and water, you know what you can do? You can focus on growing food. Oh, this is too much. Drink a big potion. We need to get this. So you get like amazingly large fruits and base and family and stuff. Yeah, it really is all farts and burps and stuff. And it's just a matter of figuring out the right proportions so you can do it in your own house. So if you wanted to grow, say, your own strawberries, you could totally do that. So,
just one strawberry?
Well, you would go and probably buy like a 6-pack of strawberry plants. Is there any chance I can get a water or tea or something before you go to bed? Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's all. I asked your mom to ask you like half an hour ago when she went upstairs. I guess she didn't.
Who did this? Who the freak ate my snack?
I mean, I'm just gonna teach you how to work it. I don't care what you put in it. But it'll be the biggest, most luscious plants you'll find. Like, I literally grew strawberries almost the size of this pill bottle in the aquaponics, and they grew fast. It was crazy. I grew a watermelon in there. It grew so fast it split on its own accord because it couldn't keep up with how fast the watermelon was trying to grow in there.
That's just exciting because I've been trying to like grow a strawberry patch forever. Dirty. But I like every summer I try and like grow my own little strawberry patch and it fails every time.
Well, that's the secret right there.
Also, I'm an utter failure at keeping things alive, and this is why I should never have children.
I mean, I can't comment on whether or not you should have children or not. That's between you and your lady parts. But
The Sarlacc.
the Sarlacc, yeah.
I mean, the fact that I call it a Sarlacc really should be an indication.
I mean, slowly digest the sperm over 1,000 years to poop out a baby. But yeah. Anyway, I think it would be. This is the way to do it if you're a person who would like to grow some small stuff at home. Especially if you just want to keep some small herbs alive to have like a fresh XYZ. This literally is a song about Rick and Morty. The Rick and Morty song, I did it with Gazorp. With Beefy. I did it with Beefy. Alright, I'm gonna plus that song. That song is pretty funny. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on this whole CO2 global warming bad thing personally, and more of Ben's comments actually make more sense. Ben's a big advocate that people need to be more careful about acid rain and less with CO2. That's not sexy. And if you want to spend some real money, but you still don't want to build everything yourself, this thing is the nutter. But this is $165. You put your own 10-gallon tank in it, and it grows like crazy. That's big fruits and veggies. So if you wanted like jalapeno plant and garden salads and stuff like that, that's what you put in there. Alright kids, are you ready for some real pain and suffering?
Always.
How about proof is in the poison?
I'm down. I mean, not down because I'm above level, but yeah. I am down to watch this.
I knew what you meant. Oh, I can use some enchiladas. You better be quiet. I'm ready for Rick and Morty to come back already.
I've never watched it.
Oh, so funny. There are certain shows that is like, Samius clearly would love this show, and I don't know why people don't tell me about them sooner. Rick and Morty is by far one of the most clear-cut Samius TV shows that I've ever seen.
Unless it's on Netflix or Crave TV or Doctor Who, I'm probably not interested. I don't have like because I don't have satellite or anything, so
I think Hulu is where I watched the first 2 seasons of Rick and Morty. They may also be on Netflix. I feel like I have to look.
it might be on American Netflix. Canadian Netflix kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, you're right. Eh, hang on, I gotta get my Canadian. A boot, a boot, a boot.
You know what I'm talking about?
I forgot about. No, I forgot about your Canadian boots. All about your Canadian Netflix. Hey, gotta get the E in there.
It is not the tits.
Oh, they put another one in here. What's this one? Cops and Monsters. I don't know what this is.
Let's face it, the upside down is nasty. Kinda like the Blair Witch through a party, if you ask me.
Make me feel better about myself. Thank you, girl. One more time. Awesome. You're the best. So I did this quest with Shu last life, which I love Shu, but you don't wanna play with Shu unless you know he's gonna take it seriously, because otherwise he's trying to make you drink. He's trying to drive you to it.
I feel like drinking is the only way to get through proof.
No, this quest is good.
Oh, I hate this quest so much.
No, what are you talking about? Hey?
You don't know what you're talking about, eh?
That's true. I like this quest. It's a little long if you don't on Elite or Reaper, but if you're on Heroic, just Zerg it, turn around, Ice Storm or Fireball or whatever to kill guys when you go to Red Alert. And I'll probably show you guys some interesting tricks. But you gotta be effing kidding me. A Beast Mark? Really? There? Thanks, DDO. Oh my goodness.
Beast mode!
The Beast Marks are tough. They got enough hit points and they hit hard. I don't understand how Beast Mark like is a benefit to being a caster other than living longer, but somehow being a beast makes your spells hit harder. I'm part grizzly bear, eh? Oh, okay, that's fine. That means my magic missile has claws on it. No, it does not.
Well, if you're part grizzly bear, everything's got to be bigger.
Thank you, son. I love you. By the way, you look pretty today, and you're special. Alright, cool.
Seriously, I feel really bad about Barb. There's no excuse
You gotta make sure that the people in your life feel loved and appreciated,
to Barb's family and friends.
especially when they bring you things like tea.
Ooh, what kind of tea?
So I basically drink one kind of tea right now because I'm too poor to afford real tea, and that tea is British Breakfast Blend by Tealy, and it's about $6 a container, and it makes about 60 of my cups, so it's not too bad. It's actual leaves, which is a shock for a tea that you buy at a grocery store. My favorite tea, however, you get from a company called Asiago Teas. If I can spell it correctly.
Yeah, I'm all about green tea. I've got a tea that I love. It's called Lime Gelato. It's a green tea from David's Tea, and I love it.
Yeah, I wish I could drink. I just don't care for green tea a whole lot. personally, but I drink it and there's nothing else. And they have a blend called Black Dragon Pearls, which is like a coppery. It's got like almost a coppery aftertaste. It's a dark tea. It's got hints of vanilla. When you drink real tea and you have whole leaves, you can really taste things. And I don't have a sense of smell, so if I can taste it, people that do have a full sense of smell can really taste it. And if you're interested in buying from them, send me a tweet or whatever. I can get you a $5 off coupon, I think. It's been a while since I bothered them. Basically what happens is every time I start to tweet them, they give me like some $5 coupons. And like refer a friend code and they get $5 coupons. And any order over $50, they always cover free shipping. Yeah, I don't know about international shipping. That might be a different story. I'd rather you not die right now. Oh, well, you ate a lightning bolt, so I guess you're gonna die. Try drinking this again. Looks like it's still on timer. Not sure what happened to my freedom of movement pot. Apparently it did not work, so we'll just slip and slide.
Did it get debuffed?
Don't think so. I don't think they cast like this spell in here. Alright, we're gonna let her go. She'll respawn in 5 minutes before we get to the shrine. Oh, I should have grabbed some tasty hams. Stupid.
I feel like one of the most exciting moments in the game is when that Shirati proc goes off.
Oh
and
my
because
God.
everybody's just like beating away at the boss and you're firing away at it, then suddenly something explodes and everybody loses their shit because they think we're all gonna die, and then suddenly it's raining ham.
Yeah, I guess that's back in the list now too. They took it out for a really long time. It's nice
Yeah,
to find.
I think I had a ham explosion last week while we were running the event, and I got so excited. I
love
was
the tasty
singing
hams.
my version of It's Raining Men, but it's raining ham.
Let me see. It's raining ham. No.
It's raining
bacon.
ham.
That Canadian bacon. No.
Hallelujah, it's raining ham. Yummy.
Well, I found another TV musical that I really like. The Magicians did a musical number, or a musical themed episode today. So good. That's another show I wish I wrote for. So good. So dark and twisted too. But they did. Oh god, now I can't think of who it is. If I say the wrong name, people will be mad. Who played the Goblin King? Is it Bowie?
Yeah, Bowie.
I feel like it was a Bowie song that they covered. Now I feel like an ass. Just, I'm having a hard time remembering, but it was very good. If global warming somehow in a crazy way made it so it rained ham, I would be down. So here's the big question about global warming, right? If global temperatures go up 1 Celsius degree, right? That could mean that water, ocean height would go up between 1 and 4 inches, right, globally. But it would basically expand the north by 400 miles more north. So, I think that would be okay. The biggest problem is whether or not the ocean actually would heat up enough that ocean creatures would struggle in the short term, and what that would do to people in the short term. Like, I'm honestly more worried about the honeybees dying off than I am global warming. Because that is a man-made problem that we know for sure, because they are specifically dying because of certain pesticides that we still have not gotten rid of. Like, there's something that if people want to get hot and bothered about, I'm willing to stand with you on that particular hot bothered case. I don't know, Ray. Now's your time. Now's your chance. Show me that Canadian. You're not about that, eh? You take that.
Not about. Sorry, I got up and I ran into the next room to get some tea, so I missed part of this conversation.
Oh, somehow we got. Global warming would be okay if it rained ham.
That would be terrifying.
No.
Like think of the science between a falling ham and like the speed that it would pick up falling and then it hits you.
Oh my goodness. Think of the reduced population of the planet.
But like, and then weathermen are always wrong, so you never know
They're
when
not
a sudden
always
ham
wrong.
storm is going to strike.
50% of the time, they're always wrong. Come on, let's give credit where credit's due.
So like, just imagine like a freak ham storm. I mean, hailstorms are bad enough.
Well, what about the people
But
who
freak
get
ham storm?
frog storms? Do you think that would be like? Is that the equivalent? Is that what you're saying? Is it going to be worse than? Oh God, we're gonna die. Definitely dead. 100% dead. No.
Run!
No, he died. Yeah, I ran out of the potion down here, and I didn't get to this one up here in time. Darn it. Alright, well, we'll try again. I would take a slap of ham in the face for some good food. I'm trying to decide exactly how I want to take this particular joke. I want to be like, well, I know a guy who's happy to take you out to dinner if you're willing to eat some ham in exchange for some meat, if you know what I'm saying. But,
I just immediately jumped to a porn scene with like just a big old ham slapping you in the face.
oh my gosh.
Thick slab of meat all up in there.
Ham storm. And instead of, it'd be like a reverse glory hole. Instead, the girl puts her head inside the hole like a veal calf. And then they just like throw hogs at her.
I don't know. I just feel like raining ham would be terrifying and really bad for insurance rates. Can you imagine like leaving your car outside and then like it's just outside for whatever reason and you forget to bring it in and then a freak ham storm happens overnight and then you walk outside and not only has your car been battered by hams, but those hams are now rotting, so your car stinks and then your yard stinks
No,
and then
darling.
there's like worms everywhere. It's just, I feel like raining ham.
So first of all, the hams wouldn't rot because hams involves being salted. Okay, the hams are cured because they're hams. So we can't really do that. However, let's pretend that they were unprocessed hams. It would 100% would just increase the likelihood of the predators like really taking off and no longer being a threat. Like wolf populations would explode.
Literally, because they were getting hit with ham.
No.
Like ham would fall from the sky and like just cave a skull in.
And like, how long would it take? No, during a ham storm, everything would take cover, and then within like half a day, all of that would just be gone. Like, apparently you've never had a possum near you.
I've never seen a possum in my life.
Oh my god, terrifying little beasts. Straight from the pits of Hades.
I think Canada's too cold for them.
Well, no, they're probably the size of, like, they're probably like 80-pound huskies up there. You just don't know the difference. Anyway, can you take this conversation to a more mature situation? No. That's what Samius After Dark is all about. We're currently not on DDO stream. Letting it all hang out, folks. No pants. No nothing. Just you, me, the way God intended us, buck naked, except for covering my man nipples.
No pants party up in here.
That's right. We ain't wearing no pants. We ain't got no rules. We ain't got no civilization.
We do have ham storms.
That's right. I don't know. I think we need to write a short. Get this turned into a movie, Hamstorm. If Sharknado can have 6 sequels, we could definitely make a Hamstorm. Oh, I understood. I knew what your conversation was about. You did not care for the reverse glory hole comment in the
big old ham to the face.
In the Hamstorm. But I'm pretty sure that would have to be like 100% have to be in the movie, right?
Or at least the implication of it.
No. I think 100% you have some primitive culture trying to stop the Hamstorm, like the mega Hamstorm, right? Some primitive culture's like, we must appease the gods, and they put the girl in a box and then just like wail on her with sliced hams. Pretty sure that's 100% has to be in the movie.
As long as it's a virgin, I'm fine.
Well, I mean, I don't think they're going to check on camera for us, but I think that's the implication.
Well, I prefer virgin sacrifices because it means I'm safe for a change. Because in scary movies, I'm always the one that dies because I'm brown and I'm female and I'm not a virgin. So in scary movies, I die. But in movies where the virgin gets sacrificed, I get to live a long and glorious life.
Welcome, Titan. I mean, is that really a thing? They really kill the brown people first? I don't know. I don't care for scary movies. I feel like they always just get the one who gets isolated, don't they? Isn't that the real rule? Is it really the brownness?
It's been a while since I've seen like a person of color be the last one to survive. And I'm just making a joke on the Scream rules from the 90s movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was just whoever left first. Is the rule really the colored person of color, the brown person, whatever, however it's least offensive for you? Is that really one of the rules? I don't know. I don't like scary movies. I don't really watch scary movies. I can literally only think of the one scene where Scooby's like, I'm going to the other room alone. Oh! That's literally the only part of that movie I can think of.
I'm gonna have to look these rules up because I can't remember them. But I know they didn't like put race into it, but it was implied to me anyway.
So one of these days, I really do want to talk to you about racism, like in a serious manner. Because I think that you would have some interesting opinions. Because we've talked about some things in the past, and you're like talking about the guys that hit you up sometimes, looking the way you look, making assumptions. And I wonder how much of that kind of like factors into some things. And I'm always curious about both the opposite sex and other races' experiences.
I think my racial experiences have been different though, because I'm so racially ambiguous. I don't look like, a lot of people don't look at me and they don't say, okay, you're Native American. Like, they just, you don't see it.
Well, that's
Usually,
that's one of the things in particular, yeah, because you have mentioned several times that you want to write a book with a you I think you call her First Nation heroine.
First Nations, Indigenous, yeah.
Indigenous,
so that's something.
Yeah. And it's kind of like one of my favorite female-led stories, the Anita Blake series. Like, they talk about how her mother was half Hispanic, I think, or whatever, and every once in a while it plays part in the book, but only when she's assuming somebody else is kind of being racist against her. It usually turns out eventually they are, because it turns out like really old vampires are kind of racist. Like, go figure. But I don't know. I wonder how much that comes into play versus just telling a really interesting story where your character is into it or something. Because I would read it. I read everything that you would write, but
I think in the case for like any character that I'm developing, it's going to be a part of who the character is. It's going to be a part of the day-to-day life. It's not going to be like a huge overarching plot point, but it's just going to be things that kind of exist there in the background. And that's kind of something that I do want to write, because it's not like my life is driven by a fight with race or racial identity, but every day it's always kind of there, and it's always kind of in the background. Sometimes it creates barriers, sometimes it doesn't, but it's just something that's always like kind of in the background and kind of there, and you don't really notice it until I point it out, or until something happens where it gets pointed out.
yeah, because like I've seen you several times, and I know your history, not your history, but your heritage. Heritage. But like, I don't even know if it would have occurred to me that you were Native American or Inuit, or again, however that path would go. It's just not something that I would worry about. Just like my friend Dustin, who's white, right? But he's very Italian. Like, he's super Italian, and I wouldn't, by looking at him, you wouldn't say that. But like 10 minutes of talking with him, and you know.
Yeah. For me, I kind of, what winds up happening is whatever group of people who are similar color to me are standing near, I kind of get mistaken for them. A lot of the times people usually think I'm Polynesian, Hawaiian, Filipino. It's very rare that people actually pick me out as
being good looking,
being Native American, which First Nations too, whichever you want to put it. But it's very rare that people pick me out as First Nations. It's usually something Polynesian, Filipino. In more ignorant cases, it's usually whatever brown group I happen to be standing near. Because I do have friends who are Hispanic. I do have friends who are Indian, and you know, sometimes if I'm with them, I just get grouped in there because it's kind of a similar skin tone.
Oh, I need to get closer to my healer. Where did you go? Shit. Give me a heal. Alright. Sorry. Yeah, I think that would be interesting to know, from my point of view, how that kind of stuff would factor into your stories. You know, like, I teased you the other day, I think, right? You sent me your picture from the gym, and I was like, well, I either pictured you in a pink leotard or did I say fur-covered coat? Or shoveling snow or something along those lines, right? And I'm just like, clearly that's all there is in Canada, is pink leotards and people shoveling snow.
Yeah, your 80s fantasy.
Yes, exactly. I don't know. I'm glad my brother's here, because my mother is like super into Native American culture. She like went to way too much school in debt, in fact, getting into Native American history. And she's like super deep down the line, and it completely wasted degree, like, for making money, right? For the joy of learning, it's a different thing. But yeah, and my brother's fiance is in fact Mexican. So I mean, I don't know. I get a lot of people who give me crap about stuff, and I'm just like, well, I can't prove it because my particular line goes back pretty is pretty shaky. But according to my grandmother, my great-grandmother, her mom was Native American. And I'm like, well, I can't prove that. I don't have birth records. My great-grandmother was 110 when she died. Like, so imagine her mother's records. You know, and she died like 30 years ago. No, that's not true. I was with Tanya. So, 22 years ago? We're talking about someone who, at minimum, was 150 years old. So, like, my family tree is terrible, but according to the family story, on my father's side, we have a bunch of Native American in us. But you wouldn't see that looking at me, right? You just see the Irish part of me. The, hey, I like potatoes!
With, like, the Brooklyn accent?
I don't know. I don't know what it... I have to, like, hear an accent for, like, 5 minutes, and then I can do a pretty passable version of that accent. But if I'm just trying to, like, pull one out of thin air, I can't think of it. Okay, so I'm going to share one of those numerous secrets I could.
Don't forget to re-drink your freedom of movement. You just lost it.
That's okay. I'll drink it again in a second. I'm going to show off one of these little secrets that I was talking about. So, this is one of the few quests in DDO where the monsters actually take damage to traps and things. So if you get their attention, this acid is actually pretty tough, even on the enemy mobs. So if you can stand it, or get them to stand in it, they will die quite quickly to this acid. So with my damage reduction of 41, I'm still taking like 5 points every once in a while. So that's a pretty significant amount of damage. And that's all through this quest. Now I think I summon these guys and I drink my freedom movement potion. You are correct. I do not want to get held to death. Unless it's in an amazing threesome.
Threesomes are overrated.
I don't know. Seems pretty good.
Personally, I just think they're a lot of work. And I'm a lazy person. So, like, an extra person is just, like, double the work. And it's just, that's not what I'm about.
So this is... We're going to get into my psychological fantasies here in a minute. So this is my thing. Right? I am not the most caring and loving person on the planet. Some people would even say I'm pretty gruff. And my wife needs somebody who has a far more gentle touch than I in her life. So in my mind, the perfect compromise is a second wife or girlfriend or whatever. Right? Someone that when she wants to snuggle and I'm not available, she can snuggle, or she just wants to snuggle that person instead, she can snuggle. And then when I'm in the mood to snuggle, which granted I imagine would be a lot more often when there's, 6 boobs in the bed instead of just 4. Talking about my man boobs, my moobs. It would probably be slightly more often even. See? So from my point of view, it wouldn't always be a threesome. It would be, usually a twosome with a person that I trust. And then sometimes oh, we're in trouble. How? Oh, I guess I didn't drink it yet because I was going to shrine. That's right. No! Hit the thing too late. I got sloppy because we're so close to the shrine. Alright, sorry. Comments. Tell me how I'm wrong.
I think for you, you're not wrong. But, like, I mean, in the context of me and the type of person that I am, I mean, I don't like commitment. I mean, I actually had the talk with the dude today, and we realized... Yeah, that also was traumatizing today, because he decided after I'd had this, like, because I was messaging him after the day, decided after I had this really traumatic experience
of the dentist,
coffee for my lunch break, and actually have this talk.
Whew.
And I was like, at first, well, the dentist really sucked. Can we just do this another? I think we really need to have this talk. And I brought up that thing last night because I did mention to him like that I wasn't sure if it was okay for me to hook up or not, what his thoughts were on it. So he wanted to have the talk right away. Wasn't willing to let me get over this or anything. So we had the talk, and it was a little bit rougher than it should have been.
So he does want to be serious then, because he's motivated to have the talk.
Yeah. So
I mean, you're like a good one, so I can understand why he would be like, no, we have to have this talk. So carry on. I didn't mean to interrupt. I mean, I did want to interrupt, but I just wanted to interrupt with okay, so he's serious, and
yeah.
You need
to
break his heart.
And that it's because he's like, well, where do you see yourself going? And I was like, well, in a year I want to go to New Zealand. After that, hopefully I'll settle down and start building a life for myself. And he was going in a different direction because he wants to do a master's. He doesn't really know what he wants to do with his life now. He's kind of having his midlife crisis early, but he also wants to settle down and have a wife and a home and kids and stuff, and not be a breadwinner, which I wasn't a fan of because he wants to go back to school. So he needs a partner who's going to be financially stable.
Right, who's
Because
okay
he's
with
going back.
who's okay
Yeah,
with
and so I was like, well, no, I'm not okay with that. It's fine if you want to go back to school, but at the same time, like, I need somebody who's going to be just as financially stable as I am, or who wants the same things that I do, including travel. And he sees travel as a waste of money. So it was just like this really, we kind of came to the conclusion of like, like for me, I was like, you're a really nice guy and I like spending time with you, but I think we're going in different directions. And he agreed. And he thought I was a nice person and he liked that I was honest. And we just decided that there wasn't enough there for us. There was no like screaming passion or, like feelings of potential love or anything. So it's gone now.
So remember
No
what
longer dating.
remember what I said. Guys are the woman that they're with when they're ready. They want to make the one. So let me catch up on chat real fast. So Derek says, any threesome would be between my wife, myself, and another dude. I often have said that there's always a possibility that there would be a sacrifice that would have to be made to keep my marriage running. I don't think I could do 100%. Probably would not make it very long without Tanya now. And if that's the way that we decided that we wanted to go, to increase our support tree, then I would see if I could find a way to be fine with that. I'm not going to say that it's like my preferred version of this fantasy. But, you can't knock it till you try it, right? Like, isn't that the joke? So yeah, sometimes you have to be willing to like, all right, well, these are the ground rules, and there's, we'll figure it out. I can understand and respect that. I could never have a threesome. I think it's between two persons. I feel guilty giving someone else more attention. So, in my mind, and again, as a person who's never had a threesome, I missed my opportunities in high school because I was deeply stupid. Thinking I had plenty of time for this kind of craziness, and instead I got married, got fat, and now have to bust my ass to try to not be a fat piece of S. So I get that, but in my mind, again, it's more of it's not necessarily just sex that I'm looking for. I'm looking for another traveling companion. And it would have to be, again, a particular person, particular vibe. And whatever happens would have to be, ground rules would have to be set appropriately. I don't know what those rules would be right now, but again, there's a lot of things that are outside of sex that I think that my wife could use more support of. And I am wise enough and smart enough to know that I'm not always that person. Like, longtime viewers of this stream, you guys know about my migraines, you know how my head is. Even seeking medical treatment about them the way I do, I'm constantly in pain to some degree, which means there's just things I do not want to do, and it's just not fair to my wife that she doesn't have someone to do these things with, and whether or not it's a second wife or another husband or just a live-in person that stays with us. I don't know. But, sometimes you gotta figure it out. And maybe it's just, like I kicked around the idea of a communal living situation at one time. And I don't know. You'll likely connect with one person better than the other and want to focus on her. In my case, a man ain't for me. Again, I'm looking for someone to help with the needs of the collective. Right? I've never felt like I could be 100% of another person, and maybe this is a good spot for Ray to jump back in. But the idea of trying to be somebody's 100% is terrifying. Oh, this is not a good time to die. Chug. Oh, shit. Girl, I need heals, like, going out of style heals here. Shit. Okay. I really don't want to have to start this over again. I have no idea where she is. Oh. Damn you, Poison Champion. Shit. Those missing 5 hit points. Negative 15. Damn it. Where's the shrine? The shrine's way over there. There's 0 chance I can get there. Alright, Sir Tease, have a good night. Appreciate it. I will definitely be here tomorrow. Potentially exploring WoW, I'm not real sure. We'll see. Let's see.
Did you get that all downloaded?
Yeah, I think so.
You
Samus
were
last
infected.
round. Oh man, what a beating. I feel like we're now at the point where a cake is probably a worthy expense. Like, we're basically at the end. Just super aggravating.
I was about to mention that. And also, like, with, I don't know, I've always been polyamorous. I was in a poly relationship, which I definitely should not have been in because I was way too immature. But, like, I can't be somebody's 100% number one main chick. Like, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, at best, I am a super supportive side chick, which is great. I love being that. I love being a friend. I love being supportive. I love being there, but I don't like being first string. In regards to, like, relationships, emotional, mental intimacy, I feel like I need to be a solid second stringer, a bench warmer. I'm your 6th man. I'm that person that comes in when the other person needs a little more help supporting you, or you just need that little extra boost. It's just, I just feel like I'm not meant to be the one for anybody. I'm barely the one for myself. So I get that. Like, you just, sometimes there are things that you can't give people in a relationship, and I think it's okay to get that from other people as long as you're honest about it.
Hey, be careful, A. Go into your house. You're getting kidnapped. Get in the party van.
As long as there's candy. I mean, you would have to have some really good gummy bears.
I mean, maybe. It depends. It depends on how well Derek's weed farm goes. I mean, weeds farm. I don't know.
Also, traveling is bomb. Who would turn down traveling?
Well, I mean, again, that's the plan, right? Like, for me, I'm on the verge. I hate driving. I hate being away from home. Right? Like, I hate those two things. I like being home when I'm done, but I like being able to go out and explore new places. Which is why I'm super excited to get transitioned into the bus and just get the heck out of Dodge. Yeah, you keep saying that. You keep saying that you're good at these things, but I don't know if you know what all these words actually mean. Shouldn't give it too much of a problem.
I'm kind of cold-hearted at times because I'm always the first one in a relationship to assert, like, I don't like confrontation, but I'm always the first one to assert boundaries and assert myself in saying, like, no, we're not doing that. Especially when it comes to, like, relationships or being monogamous. I'm always the first one to be like, no, we're not going there. Please don't try. And then if, like, if we push, I'll walk away. Like, yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, for me, it's a different story. Like, I don't know. The idea of the unit making decisions is fine with me. And I don't care how many people end up in that unit as long as the people in the unit come to a decision together. But engaging outside of the unit without the unit's consent or whatever, that bothers me a lot. Papa needs his heels. Come on, girl. Make with my heels. Don't get killed. Just make my heels. Hee unit. Well, I mean, I really do think a lot of stuff is all about the family unit. I think societal problems are mostly caused because of the lack thereof of a family union. I think that there's an awful lot of focus on society making shifts as a whole instead of making shifts in the family unit. I watched a really good interview where I think this guy was African American from somewhere in California, and then a Asian American. They were both at a college giving an interview, and the Asian American was complaining that he was at a backup school, right? And he and his friends had the same grades all through high school, but he scored a 23 on his SATs, and his friend scored an 18. But because his friend was black, he got into the college that he wanted to get into, and he couldn't because they already had met their quota on Asians, basically, and Asians have to score so much higher than other minorities because there's so many Asians that play so high. And he's like, but that's because the family unit is tore apart. And in Asian families, the family unit is everything, and you have to prove your success to your family unit constantly. Like, what's the stereotype for an Asian family? Why you no doctor yet? Right? And this guy was like, it's real. That's exactly how it is. You go home and they want to know why you're not a doctor yet. And his black friend that was there, he's like, yeah, well, going up to school, we had similar pressures, but we didn't have family pressures, so we had societal pressures from the community. And the pressures were exactly wrong. It was, you better not be staying after school because you're a nerd. You better be in trouble. So the family unit is, I think, very important. Societal unit's very important. So I do talk about units a lot. Also penis. You are correct. That is not a weapon. Can I please have a weapon? Can I please switch to GD weapon and actually attack something? Holy crap. I'll just punch you with my scroll. Little champion.
I mean, paper beats rock.
I'm not a triple completionist. I'm on my way to triple completionist. Paper beats rock. It does, but it doesn't beat champions, apparently. Or it beats them poorly. Alright, did we get any fragments or anything? Oh, that was a beating.
You know, with the amount of time that I've been playing DDO, I should be like at least like a single completionist, but I'm not. I'm so far from it.
I think you have to spend a little bit of time and effort to focus into to be willing to focus on one character to do it. it's not, you know, it's kind of like a relationship, right? It involves focus and a reasonable amount of dedication, and like for me, I don't experience things past 20 very often. I level from 1 to 20, and I do whatever quests I need to for as long as I need to afterwards. And that's what I did. To be fair, however, so people don't think I never play past level 20, I ground out all of my epic past life feats, or spheres, and every one of these has at least one, if not at least one max triple epic past life, and in some cases 2 or almost 2. So I do. I was gonna say doo-doo. I have experience after level 20, but it's not the part of the game that I find the most fun. So I enjoy this, and I was splitting my time between Java and Samius, but then I had a barbarian life on Java that just sucked the fun out of Java. So I'm kind of waiting for that moment to kick back in. For the racial past lives, we'll get there. We have one right now. That's not the button I want to push. If I go over to feats and past lives and racial, I have one gnome and I have one purple dragonite, which is why I do not purple dragonite. I will not do an iconic past life again. This was the most unfun life I've ever played in DDO. And I will not do that again.
I think like Raspberry has 12 past lives. And good. Yeah, but like there were like, but as I've been like leveling and TRing and doing stuff like that, I'm definitely more of a social player. And to make my character enjoyable to play. But it's not the be-all, end-all. Like, I'm mediocre at best, but there are things that I'm good at. And it's just, for me, I play to be social because I'm Tinkerbell and I need attention or I die. Like, for me, it's more about playing to have fun, playing for, like, just to hang out with people, which is why I never do anything without my TR partner. So it's playing for different reasons. I find I play less for those reasons, so it's rare that I'll grind anything out these days or do anything that isn't fun. Like if I don't like a quest, I won't do a quest. I'll drop group and go do something else. And I never run things alone.
So a couple of things here. One, I feel like you probably grind plenty of stuff out alone. Two, that's your priority list, man. Like you can't hold that against yourself. You know, I don't like feeling that people are counting on me, and if I screw up, their failure will cause them displeasure or pain. Right? Which is why I only group with people who want to group with me. They either have to ask me to come group with them, like Ginger always does, or Beef. When Beef and I line up, Beef will send me like 18 messages, hey, let me pike XP off of you. Or someone watching the stream, because then they know what I'm doing, they know how I play, they know how I think. And if I wipe, like just like that proof was in the poison the first time I wiped, right? Like, well, that sucked. Everybody out of the pool, let's try again. You know, the second time I wiped, it was like, alright, well, it's close enough, I'm willing to take it on the chin and try again. To continue that on. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do some. I'll be doing racials pretty soon. I want to get through the triple completionist first, so I can be like, at least I have my triple completionist done. And we're not that far away. Two, for me, I do it because not only do I want the satisfaction of saying that Samus has got his triple completionist, but I also want to make this a career. Right? It's just like writing. If you want to be good at it, you have to do it. You have to put the effort in. And for me, that's what I want to do. That's why right now we have 11 people in chat, and I'm just like, that's awesome. Thank you very much for that love and support, everybody. I super appreciate it. Invite your friends, invite your family. Tell them that I'm here to make dick and fart jokes for them. They just gotta let me. They just gotta show up. And in these Samus After Darks, we'll talk about anything. So for me, you know, my best friend moved on to WoW. You know, the person that I would TR with, or plan for, or always keep a character at his level so we could play together, gone. So now it's just like, alright, well, I feel a little bit of abandoned, so let's play like this. Now how it be. Also, you always know that you can roll up another character and come hang out with the cool kids. Or Load Beef and I, whichever.
Don't I have a character on Sir Luna?
You do. You do. I think 2. I believe. Because I ran into you one day in the Meridia. Just like randomly. I was like, hey, I see you.
I don't think so.
I feel like that's the case.
I think I just have a raspberry on Sir Luna.
And then you made a new character to play with me a while ago. Yeah, my wife used to play. I started playing DDO to play with Tobrel and the guys. And then the wife decided she wanted to hang out, which was great. And she played with us for pretty reasonable amount of time. But my wife is not big on change. So as classes changed and builds changed, she kind of didn't love it as much anymore. And the people that she would group with kind of leveled past her and left her in the dust. So then she felt abandoned. So then I was like, well, I will make a character that just static groups with you. Like I was doing that with Lessa. And she did not want somebody building their entire world around her. Because she's got a little bit of that raspberry, a little bit of that me, that little bit. I really can't be 100% of what you need all the time. So instead, she's like, oh, I'll put it away for a while.
DDO is the one place where I can do that. Because my TR partner and I have been going back and forth for a few lives now. And we build, like, our, like, DDO lives around each other. Like, he's almost always got to be the rogue because I never invest in trap skills. Except for the one life I was an artificer. And then he got to be something else. And then, like, every life we kind of talk to each other about what we're going to do. Like, if I'm, like, when I was building my cleric, he built a more DPS heavy barbarian that I could sometimes heal and feel useful on, but also just so he could get us through the mobs a lot quicker. The lives I was doing my warlock, he got to be a little bit more experimental because I was able to DPS on my own. So we kind of built our lives off each other, and that's kind of the one area I was okay with doing it with. Like, if somebody tried to do that, like, in the real world, I would be like, no. But in DDO world, it totally worked.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things that Grim and Rach, the other Rach, have, right, is each other. And they build their DDO lives together, and it's awesome. But because the way they do things now, like if I'm like, hey girls, you wanna do something, they almost always pre-plan what they're gonna do for the day. Even the days that we were the same level, they're like, oh, we already have plans to do XYZ. It's like, what? That's crazy. Like, yeah, we planned over lunch or whatever last night in bed. We decided what we're gonna play in DDO tonight. So That is something that I do kind of miss. But for me to have something like that, I would have to either have a static group kind of person or something really weird happen in my world. Yeah, like if Tommy wanted to switch to DDO for a little bit, it would be great. Like Tommy and I could team up, do a bunch of stuff. You know, she could easily build her. We could work her chores into the play schedule, and it would be pretty good.
I was about to say something about how like I never have time to play DDO, but like I think like this is like the third night in a row I've been in stream talking to you instead of playing DDO.
Well, one, we appreciate it. Two, I mean, just because you physically have time doesn't always mean that you're really ready to play. God, I gotta get that last. Where did that come from? We're gonna jump back. Oh my god, we're so dead, right? I mean, we completed the quest, so it's fine if we die, but jeez, that guy hit like a truck. We gotta clear the trash out of this room to get that back door open so I can get into the next quest. Oh yeah, you know it. You know how we gotta unpack the back door so we can fit through there.
Yeah, you gotta prep to get the back door open.
I know, it's a lot of work.
It's just, it's too much work.
I don't know about that.
In this case, not, because you can totally do it, but still.
Totally do it.
You could do it, put your back into it.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I would like to have a leveling partner. But it's a commitment that, again, it's very difficult, especially for, you know, I'm trying to stream DDO, 3 days a week for 4 hours at a time, and then basically 4 more days a week, another 4 hours at a time. So we're talking 7 chunks of 4 hours at a time segments. Like, that's a lot of a DDO for somebody who isn't trying to make streaming their full-time career. Like, that's a lot of time to devote to a video game, or anything really. I feel like this is not the right quest. I feel like I have moved off of the correct quest once again. I can never walk into the correct quest to do these all in the right damn order at the right time. I know, and you can always play while, you know, even if it's just some explorers or something. That's what I like to do when I'm watching somebody else stream.
Explorers.
I love explorers. You don't like explorers?
No, I love them.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot with explorers, just even while you're doing something else completely different. Like, I don't know how you probably can spell, like you're good at that kind of stuff. So you could probably type and then, you know, play and then wait till you're inspired and then type some more. Like, you could probably do that, but me, I'm a person who can't do that kind of stuff, so I have to, like, use dictation software to write which is why I was blogging every day with the MyDDO, was to challenge myself to actually write something. Like, take 20 minutes every day and write something. And that became really difficult. Where if I I can dictate why I'm doing something else. Well, again, no, go ahead. I'm gonna do some math.
I was about to say, I miss my DDO blog. I thought that blog was like bomb.
So if we just roughly estimate, right, 28 hours a week, which is seven 4-hour chunks. That's 1,456 hours a year, currently kind of planned. So if I divide that in days, that's 66 1/3 days a year. So if you figure, let's just half that and say 30 days a year for roughly 11 years that I have played DDO. Just roughly. That's a year. A year of playing DDO nonstop. So if there's ever anything that I would be an expert on, it has to be this, right? What else do I have the amount of time in it? Yes. I think that this must be the person from before. Why I am on voice chat in Discord. I can talk here, but I don't have my ears on. So I'm trying to work through the... Okay, perfect. So you know where we're at and everything? Great. I assumed you were the same person from earlier, I just didn't know. Sure. I love funny. You know, I probably have, not on Samius, but I have some characters that have the original birthday cake on it. That's pretty good, though. The fact that you can link it out of your backpack is pretty awesome. And the Raiders reward box, I have some of those on different characters as well. You have a max tune FF14 Final Fantasy 14, but it wasn't for you. Yeah, I cannot call things tunes. At least not D&D characters. It's possible that I could call a WoW character a tune. It does affect me. Just like I get a lot of other, like Honey Bay. She references everything as a champion. I feel like that's the right answer. She refers to everything as a champion. Because she grew up playing, or not grew up, but she plays a lot of League. And they're all champions, right? League of Legends is a champions game, I think. So even I heard her refer to her character as a champion when she was playing Stardew Valley the other day. I don't know. I currently don't think I have anybody at cap. Like, honest to God cap. McGoogles is probably the closest.
Raspberry's at level 30, and she's been hanging out there because I don't quite know what I'm going to do with her next. And then I have Gozer, who's also 30. I don't know what I'm going to do with her. And then I have my Cleric Ragdoll, and I just really don't like her right now, so she's kind of chilling at 20. And like, I don't play a lot anymore, so I'll either be playing Raspberry or Ragdoll. And I just don't know what I'm doing with anybody anymore. So I usually log on and I'll like run raids and then log off after a couple of hours. That's been like the extent of my DDO-ness lately.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to make sure that everyone plays reasonably often, but at the same time, you gotta play whatever makes sense for you in your time frame. The most annoying thing you can ever call one of your video game characters, often used in World of Warcraft by Tools, Urban Dictionary. Oh, tunes? Yeah, I don't understand. I never understood tunes. Okay, what game ever referred to them as tunes? I wouldn't even say
As what?
As your character as tunes. Like, people in chat will often say, what level's your tune? And I'll just be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any tunes. And eventually they'll be like, character, your character. Oh, well, my character is blah, blah, blah. It drives me crazy. I cannot explain it either. It's just... I know what they mean. Why can't I just get over it?
I used to say it, and then I realized people got annoyed about it. So I try and remember not to say it, but sometimes it'll slip and I'll call them a tune. One of my tunes.
Yeah, again, I get the logic, but to me it's just, it doesn't make a lot of sense still. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being stubborn. I'm an old man sometimes, lassie. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
Alright, let's see if we can't put these earth elementals to sleep and then just kill the one that we need to. Nope, we're gonna get held probably right on out of this here game. Right on out of this match.
The Earth Grab reminds me of a nipple twister. Like, you're just on there and then, like, spinning.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty accurate, I guess, you know?
Like, it looks like somebody's about to play fast or slow with you.
Probably a little bit of both, actually. What you don't see is that there's really 4 tentacles that Earth grab you. One on each side like this, and one that grabs you by the middle. There are some things that I say that don't make sense. The world is filled with things that I say that don't make sense, little brother. And I'm not even saying that I'm not being prejudiced. I'm just saying that it's a... I would make more sense to me if it referred to as programming terms. It would make more sense, or a bunch of other things. It would make more sense to me than, like, if they called it a sprite. It would make more sense. Alts even are fine. Just something about tune. And like, I'm not playing. Tune for me is cartoon. So cartoons are not. I don't play a game with cartoons in it, so I don't understand. All right, let's take a quick look at what the Reaper XP was in that. Just 280 Reaper XP. That's kind of low. Nope, not what I'm looking for. This button. I again, fully admit to my own hypocritical nature. It's like smoking. realistically, do I care if someone chooses to smoke? Not at all. At the end of the day, do I want them smoking in the table next to me while I'm trying to eat dinner? Not at all. Do I want to make a law that says you can't smoke in the table next to in a restaurant? No. But at the end of the day, do I want someone doing that? No. I completely admit to being a giant hypocrite. You just say that to justify the fact that you spend like 30 days out of the year on a game. True. But it's my job. I'm trying to make it a job, little brother. Don't tell your friends you play. The big question is, would they consider this a nerd game? That they would be like, what a nerd for playing a nerd game. Oh shit, she's dead. Come here. No, girl. Not you. Oh, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. She's probably dead fighting inside the trap. Get away from the trap, please. Is there a shrine in this quest? Yeah, there is. Okay, you're good. I'll save you. Probably. So there was a situation you literally just saw me go into first person mode so I could more easily snipe a guy. Like, I knew he was down there, I could have just friendly targeted him, but instead I zoomed in, found him, clicked on him. Why did I do that? Because it made me feel like I was playing better.
I refuse to go into first person mode after my run-in with the bearded devil.
Oh, that's a fun story. I would think 10 years ago, let me search this out, that would have been the case, but I know computers and Xboxes and crap, people have changed when it comes to someone playing a game. That's 100% true. Gaming has become semi-mainstream. However, I know an awful lot of gamers who shit on people who play games on their phone. And I'm like, they're gamers just like you, they just use a different medium. No, that's not real gaming. So people are always shitty to other people. It's not funny, but it's true. And what is funny about it is usually the people that post some sort of comments about that are racial minorities who play like computer video games or something, and they think that like the meme is usually like some white girl playing on her phone like Candy Crush or something. Like, well, that's not a real gamer. I'm like, same as difference as everything else, my friend. Anyway, prejudice, crazy. I don't know. I do say that I've got a lot more credit from what I would consider jockey type people of late playing the game, starting to realize that there has some playability to it. Which what are you referring to, Thought? That I find it funny that people who have some sort of prejudice in their life are in fact turning around and being prejudiced against another group of people for something that's completely arbitrary and doesn't make any sense. Ellery, what are you doing? Are you fighting that ogre shaman by yourself, girl? You know you're level 3, right? That guy's level 10. You're not gonna win that fight. She doesn't care. She's killing guys.
He's
Hey,
just going
Sammy.
for it.
Hello? Now you're too quiet, Titan. You're lighting up, but you're not. I'm not hearing anything.
Might be too sensitive.
Yeah, I think we're getting some occasional pick back up from Raspberry's
What was that?
system. I said I think occasionally we're getting picked back up when we talk on Raspberry system. So we need to be careful. I missed one. I gotta go back and find it. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying that I'm on push to talk, so like sometimes I key up at the same time and then everything goes crazy because I'm not wearing headphones tonight.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't wear them any night. What's this quest? I missed Despair, so I'm gonna go back and do it real fast. I am XP capped, but it's the honor of the thing. I do kind of like that feeling when you XP cap and you're like, I'm gonna keep going anyway for completion's sakes. That's a good feeling.
I don't have the patience to do that.
So Augman. I prefer it when it was as. I could say as. Pointed out that usually this is the quest that's done first. For whatever reason, I have the worst time remembering what the order is. So I end up having to do them in a weird order.
It's always the first one when you walk out of the bar. You go down the first hole that you find.
Right. Exactly. This is why that order be damned, right?
Yup.
I will keep you alive. No, I'm not. There's no way in hell I'm going to be able to keep you alive. Alright, one more. One more. Alright, let me see if I can pull this aggro off here. Woo, we did it, boys. We did it.
I'm working again tonight, so.
Nice. You're gonna build yourself a nice little nest egg so your mom doesn't have to bail you out of trouble the next time you decide to donate hundreds of dollars to
Yeah.
this account.
Hopefully I'll learn that purchases I make with the online do not exist until they show up in the transaction list. Any big purchases while I'm low. That's what got me.
Yeah? Ag-a-min-mon. That sounds familiar,
Have
actually.
you done that before, Samius?
I told you the story about how my bank screwed me when I was in high school. Where
Yeah.
you used
The
to have
$5 one?
Yeah, I used to have to keep like so much money in your account. And if you went below that, they charged you $50, which was the minimum.
Oh, wow.
Then I swear they charged me once because I wouldn't have enough to cover the fee, so they charged me the fee. And I'm like, you can't charge me the fee when I did not go below the thing. Well, they would have if you took the fee out. Well, you can't do that. Ellery, she's nuts. Ellery's the bomb. She doesn't care that she's level 3. She's like, I kill it. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her go. She's not even healing. Father of Achilles. Ah,
What
there
it-
you go.
What is she, a cleric?
She wants to be. She's really a shrine. But yeah, she technically got a cleric icon back there. Woo, big mama.
Can you hear my car at all?
I can
Just
hear
wondering.
a car going brrrr.
Uh,
I assume that's you driving way too fast as usual.
possibly.
Alright, I think I know where a shrine is. Let me loot this chest and let me see if I remember for sure. I feel like it's this first tunnel. Over here.
I do have to watch it though, because it sucks down my gas.
Well, driving fast will do that.
I don't know what my mileage is, though. Probably like, what, 20 to 30 miles per gallon or something like that.
Well, you should probably do the math, son. Do you know how to do the math?
Yeah,
You should do the math.
even without a calculator, though. Go me.
Oh no. There's very little reason to be able to do anything without the proper tools nowadays. And like 7-inch exactly. No, do not die on me. Alright, go get that chest. Go get that sweet chest. Oh god. Of course. I found the real treasure in the mysterious fragments, I see. I think there's a joke in there somewhere about how every guy thinks this is 8 inches. They hold up their hand or whatever. Got you your chest. I feel like a hero. He died a whole bunch on my watch, but he got his chest at the end of the day, so it seems fine. Get things done. Well, we've talked about an awful lot of stuff today. What do we want to cover next? How about a chapsticks for Snorlaxes that give different flavor profiles? Right? Tell me again how I'm a genius. People are suddenly going to be like, what's a Snorlax? That's a hoo-haw.
Yeah.
That's a hoo-haw. So, like, how great would it be to have a special kind of chapstick you put down there in your hoo-haw? Or,
What?
or ding-dong wax. And it gave a, like, very pleasant, like, banana and strawberry taste.
I've done like flavored condoms before and other stuff down there, and like you can never get the flavoring right. So I feel like that would be the big challenge. And the other challenge would be creating a product that didn't create unwanted flora, because nobody wants a case of the yeasty beasties after sexy time. So, like, that's just two challenges that I would personally worry about, because I generally try not to put anything down there that's not supposed to be down there, because yeasty beastie isn't fun. But also, like, just the flavoring, because, like, flavored condoms never taste good. It's just, like, vaguely scented and weirdly not good tasting plastic, but at the same time still tastes like plastic. Like fruity plastic.
So, like a chapstick is more what I'm envisioning. I feel like the flavor technology for like a chapstick is high.
Well, like even with lubes, like flavored lubes don't really taste that great. Except for this one flavored lube that I had that tasted like cotton candy. And I've never been able to find it since I had this one bottle. And it tasted like cotton candy. And it upped my head game by like 20 points because that stuff was bomb.
First of all, chat and everybody else, I have to pick my second level spell. I'm not as worried about blur because we have permanent blur. But do I bother with heroism? Or, like, normally I would take invisibility, but I have a 3 clicky and I don't have a problem using scrolls. So is this a rage time? Like, should I just be raging here? Or should I take, like, cure moderate or something? I don't know. I need advice on what to do here. If there's somebody on the ship, yes you can.
What are you needing the most, the rage or the heal?
Well, here's the thing. Because I'm mostly in Reaper mode, I don't really have the ability to self-heal. Loadbeef says, ABR, always be raging. Okay, I'll head that way in just a second. I'm gonna take the rage. I feel like that's probably a good choice. And also, I don't think it requires spell components, right? Oh, and I already took invisibility. How the hell did that happen? Blur. Again, I am permanently blurred. Invite to airships. Again, it would be nice to have the ability to blur others, but at the end of the day,
You used to be able to give displacement to others.
displacement is a different story. Displacement I would give situationally as like a stop taking damage, I can't deal with you, stupid. Now that's not a thing anymore. Also, I found a thing. Is this any good? No, that's crap. That I'm actually very impressed with and will probably save for next Christmas. Look at this bad boy. +3 King Falchion. Poisonous 2. With a red slot. Like, that seems like a... F yeah, mother trucker. That seems like
All you need to do is put in a chaotic or good augment inside that red slot.
No, Icy Burst, and then we'll worry about the red slot later.
Okay. But chaos or good? Which one?
Honestly, probably neither. I'd probably put in a 2% critical thingy, so it explodes.
Oh, the Ruby Eye?
Yes, I'm a Ruby Eye. I don't think we care about any of this stuff right now, right?
I've heard someone test that on a a collar with a a druid or artificer pet, and they said it didn't work.
I think all those things work at some point. The augment from Maybar that gives silver and a d6 light. Yeah, that'd be good.
Vampire Slayer?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the Ghostbane is Ruby is much more popular.
Probably, but I don't think I care about it on my DPS weapon. Good night, Ray. Good night, little brother. The plan will be to try to play tomorrow around 11 Central Standard Time. So we'll explore that. Ray, you have a lovely evening. Thanks for swinging on by.
Thank you for the visit. Have a good rest of your night.
I'm gonna try.
Night,
The biggest problem is my ass is getting sore. I need to get that standing desk. I need to do a fundraiser, yo. Alright. It's just you and me, Titan. Anyone else want to join the chat room? You're welcome to do so. Discord.me/SamusGurobo. At some point, I'll actually get SamusBot loaded up so you can just go like pound Discord or whatever, and SamusBot will throw the links in there.
It might be exclamation point or something.
That's a bang. If you hear a programmer say bang, and then something after it, they mean exclamation point. So, let me see. My original build through did have taking resonant arms. I'm actually thinking about giving that up though and just taking action boost, double strike, or probably double. I don't know, it's hard to
I want my Sonic Rune Arm.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. They are never gonna give you a Sonic Rune Arm.
Why not? Just add a reflex save to it.
No, they're not. They literally said that they would not
reasonable.
They would not do something that has the ability to not take damage. Sonic is just too hard to ignore the damage of.
There's some mobs that actually resist the Sonic damage. Like the Dream Renders from Dreaming Dark. They actually resist a lot of the Sonic damage that my character does to them.
Yeah, very few. I want to take this. The problem is that I'm still not really maining throwing daggers yet. So if we're not maining the throwing daggers, we probably have to take this. I do want the dodge.
Well, wait. Why can't they do Sonic? Because they have Bludgeon, and that's way hard to resist.
That's one rune arm. There's a poison rune arm. I see no reason there can't be a Sonic rune arm. I don't know. I'm just telling you the logic that the last time somebody threw a fit, that Jerry regurgitated. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Alright, so here's our Chill Shard. It's +3 Frost, returning with a red augment slot. Seems pretty lame. It's 19 to 20 times 2, so it's literally the same as basically any other dagger. The weapon die the same. D4. I don't see the point of the
Wow.
Shard.
Samius, I lucked out tonight. I didn't get any orders. That's weird.
That sucks, right? You need those orders.
Yeah, true.
Alright, so if I were just to craft something, just like generically a throwing dagger, I could have like +3 of an elemental damage and then 2d6 of an elemental damage and 2d6 of like piercing damage. don't know, it seems pretty crappy. Alright, let's figure out the next level of quest now that Augaman is done with his buffage. We're level 6. See if he wants to red box some Splinter Skull. We're kind of in the middle of the chain, but with his help we can just do all of it. Alright, let's do that. To the House P! Arr. And then we don't have to worry about anything. Between me and Ellery, we should be able to heal him up, and his Pocket Cleric easily should be able to heal him. So we should be fine. Our terrible weapons don't really matter. So there's lots of that going for us. Should have looked on the auction house for level 6. I don't know if he can take this. Can he take that? Alright, Alright, so now with Quick Draw, let's look and see what our rate of fire is like.
Well, I do have $49 made for the week.
Since Monday?
Maybe 2 or 3.
That might be like the best. Like the best for me. Like I actually have made more dollars this week than that, but not many. I'm trying though. I'm trying to get these dollars coming in. With fine supporters like you who are subscribed. And I gotta get the Patreon done. And
you're welcome, Samius, though, for the subscribe.
I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. I mean, you guys get some nice perks out of it too, to be honest. And no commercials. I know that's the main reason why Beef subbed up because he's tired of commercials.
That's totally 2016, man.
Well,
who gets ads anymore?
Twitch still has ads? And Twitch will just turn the video off while the ads play if it's blocked. She sound big, she would probably press. I love how this person realizes exactly how ladylike you are. I'm clearing the path, but I don't feel like I need to for the barbarian. Oh, that guy lived through a crit. So this is the real trick. Whether or not I can do this. If I can hit something with the 1 key, get the rapid slash additional 20% morale bonus to damage. And then quickly switch over to quickly switch over to the rapier over here with that improved double strike damage and just face some things. Rapier. Excuse me. Avengers is a month and a week away. I put 400 pound once.
What Avengers? The Infinity War?
Yeah. Yeah, moved up to next month on the 15th, I believe.
Oh man.
So we're 37-ish days away.
Here comes Thanos.
I'm ready for Thanos to rickety wreck.
The most OP villain of DC.
Of the what?
Actually, Marvel? Is it DC?
I'll slap you just like this. Just I grab your head and I cuddle you like a little baby. I'm like, oh, see, this is my Samus doll. I go, I cuddle your little head. I'm like, oh, and I slap you in the face. Thanos is a Marvel villain. He is not OP. He is exactly the correct amount of P. I broke part of my little standoff that I used to hold my headset up, but I don't know where it came off of. This doesn't look like a part that I've assembled. Huh. Put it over there for now. Thanos is the Mad Titan is exactly what everyone wants. Every great villain.
The Mad Titan, you say?
The Beyonder is more powerful, exactly. There are more powerful beings in the Marvel Universe than Thanos. However...
Well, what would he be like without his Infinity Gauntlet?
He's literally had the Infinity Gauntlet one time. Maybe 2 times, actually, now that I think about it. But one time that I can think of. And he got it in the end.
I bet Goku from Dragon Ball Super could beat him with Ultra Instinct.
Well, I mean, as that is what the Superman of your universe, then yeah. Thanos can die, so there's that. Yes, he tries. So, for those of you who don't know the storyline of Thanos, and I don't know how much they're going to get into, when Thanos was growing up on Titan, there was a girl there who he developed a crush on, and started doing all sorts of weird things to kind of impress her. Also to satisfy his own curiosity that goes deeper and deeper and deeper into her interests. And eventually, I'm trying to remember what exactly he ends up doing. He does something that makes her mad, and he learns that she's in fact the goddess of death, or not even the goddess of death, like Hela is in the Marvel universe now currently, but the incarnation of death. So he pissed off his would-be girlfriend, who's the incarnation of death, who says, "I don't want to see you anymore." So he's not allowed to die because his girlfriend Death told him he couldn't. And he keeps sending her presents in hopes that she will forgive him, essentially. It's not unlike that story of the moon and the life and death in Native American culture, where life and death are in a relationship, and life keeps sending death gifts to keep until they can be together again. Where is this? Oh, we got him. One back there, one up here, one. Okay, I guess it's all three of them. Oh, I should go do the traps. I assume as we are not on a hard difficulty, Ogman can just take care of everything. If you were to put all of the Marvel villains in a pile, and rank them by, like, just pure power level, didn't they decide that, I'm trying to think. Didn't they decide that Omega Kid, or whatever his name is, the most powerful being in the Phoenix Force, Omega Kid, like, didn't he beat up Gladiator? Wasn't Gladiator considered the most powerful force in the universe? I don't know. Who can keep up? I'm waiting for, like, somebody who really wants to have Doom make the Doom movie and show what it's like to be a villain in a universe full of heroes, but, like, want to do it for a good reason. Like, the Doom character is so interesting, and not make him like some shitty villain to the Fantastic Four, but make him of the real Doom. Like, smart, motivated, brilliant, willing to do whatever it takes. But don't make him a hero. You know, don't let him succeed. Galactus seeks planets, but Galactus also gets handed to him by the Fantastic Four like every other weekend. I think we're going all in rage, boys. I think we're all in. We lost. I was gonna say we either win or we lose.
What if Goku were to fight Thanos in reality?
I don't know. Phoenix destroyed the galaxy. That's just it. The Phoenix Forces. Marvel has the incarnations of, like, these natural order things. Oh, something wore off and I died. Should have summoned my Hylian, I guess. Go get my stone, girl. Don't screw around. Come get my stone. Oh, she's gonna screw around. She gonna screw around hard time. Alright, come on. Come pull this lever. Don't screw around, pull the lever. I'll get right on it. Yeah, look at her. Look at her. Ellery kicking ass, taking names.
Ellery's like, look, I can fight.
Yeah, she can't. Look at her. She freaking saved me. Yeah, Franklin Richards is really strong. His dad, like, is currently inventing, so that the way they got rid of the Fantastic Four, Doom accidentally destroyed the universe, kinda, and Reed Richards is designing universes and his kids making them, and they're repopulating the multiverse. How crazy. In reality, Marvel didn't wants it to die so they can get Fantastic Four back and do it right. They don't want Fox screwing it up anymore. Oh, I can't believe I died there. I feel like a loser. Alright, let's get some eggs. Where's this last one? Ah, whatever, I don't care. Legion is my favorite character of all time. You know, it could be you who told me that also, but Legion's really fun. I enjoy that series too. The girl in the TV series, super hot. Super hot, ridiculous hot. I thoroughly enjoy that show. I'm ready for it to come back. But Star Wars is a Marvel universe now, right? So, Star Wars adds some interesting kinks to it. Everybody out of the pool. Let the ladies distract Mama Bear over here and let's get out of here.
So, what life is next after that one?
I don't know. I just got to this one. Currently on the list after this would be a bard, a favored soul, one of 2 fighters, a paladin, and a roguelike. He is the one character I thought could not be made into a show, but they did a good job. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the show. It's not your typical like Marvel TV show, but I really like it. All right, I'm gonna go get started. I really like Legion quite a bit. If you're not watching, you should check it out. I also, it was a slow burn, but I do really like the Runaways too. It did take a while. It is not a quick steam building series. But I think most of the parents are cast really, really well, and most of them, I think, kind of realize how, I don't know. They're doing what they think is the better good calls. The kids don't get that. The kids still see everything in black and white land. I feel like Ellery is shot off down the hallway to kill monsters again without my permission. So between this and this, our double strike should be super high. Let's see if we can catch it in action. We should be able to look at the chat. Well, Ellery ran into trouble and decided to get herself killed. Well played, girl.
What if they disallowed Hirelings and Reaper?
Then I think they would have to allow a minimum healing amount of at least 1 hit point. Which is literally my only complaint about Reaper mode. Currently. I think that sometimes you can walk into a situation of your without any of your own doing and find yourself in a you can't win situation. I don't like that, but I can live with it. Like, it's a risk you take moving into Reaper mode. But I really do not like 0 healing. Like, from self-healing, basically. I think that, especially at low levels, if you drink a healing potion, you should get at least 1. I think in too many scenarios, you're putting yourself in situations where you get 0 healing. Ellery girl, I need you. I need you to get your act together. I also think Tasty Ham should do more in Reaper mode. I think that that would be a nice touch. She comes back to life literally as the guy kills her. It's fun. Oh, I want this champion chest, but I don't want Augment to miss out on it. But
I wonder, does Thanos have the ability to reincarnate himself?
He can't die. He's not allowed to.
Oh, so he cannot die or to reincarnate at all. Okay.
He just basically gets beaten to the point of what normal people would die, and then he just does it, and he just gets better. But I don't think he's got like a super healing. I don't know. Again, I've never seen him in a situation where he's done anything but go, alright, well, this is a waste of my time, retreat. Right? Literally, I think the only time I've ever seen him actually even really, like, deeply get hurt in the comics was when the... Oh, what is that little bug wave called? The Annihilation Wave got him? And then I think he even ended up in, like, a pocket dimension or something. Trying to get his Affinity Gauntlet back from some dorks.
Pocket dimension, like the portable hole in DDO?
No, I think they ended up in like the dimension of rot or something. I don't know. You'd have to go back and read. I'm trying to think where that's at. Don't forget the Thanos copter. You mean his chair? I don't know, I like Thanos a lot. Thanos is one of my favorite villains. I don't know, I wish I had more time to read more comic books.
My dad's got a few of those box filing cabinets made of boxes.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a few of those full of unopened comic books from when he was a kid.
Well, I know that one of the numerous things that my wife wants to do when we finally move to the bus is we want to go to the East Coast and check out a bunch of these flea markets. Like, they have massive flea markets over there. She wants to check those out. But also she wants to go to the secret stash and buy a comic. And I kind of want to get like an Iron Man wall comic to put on my bus wall. I think she wants to get like some sort of Harley Quinn thing. She's decided she really does like the Harley Quinn character. For Christmas, I don't know if I showed off the Christmas stuff that I got her last year.
I like Harley Quinn.
But there's a woman who, on Etsy, takes like old dictionaries and like screen prints essentially over the top of them superhero characters.
Personally, I like Raven from Teen Titans.
Alexis and Marvel. Lexus and Marvel partnership results in a concept car inspired by Black Panther. Well, that's a pretty hilarious panel. I've never seen that before. But I don't read a lot of Deadpool. So, that's clearly a Deadpool comic.
Oh god, what is this?
It's what's linked by Darkhaven Brave. Thanos sitting in a little yellow helicopter. Deadpool over here! It's me, Thanos! And Thanos is waving. Yeah, I know. It's pretty cute.
So, what's the idea of that picture? What those two are doing?
It's just a scene from one of the comics. I imagine probably a Deadpool comic. Right, this is a little annoying. Why am I not getting this throw correct? KnowYourMeme.com. Alright, Rune Childhood. Let's look at this. Deal with it, it's canon. Thanos copter reality. Drat! Oops, I dropped the cosmic cube. No longer no use crying over spilled milk. Oh, that's funny. Alright.
No, it's called a Tesseract.
No, it's the cosmic cube.
Well, you know where I got that from, right?
Sure. But that is the cosmic cubes. I think we have all but one of the affinity gems now confirmed. If I remember right. The Soul Stone has not been confirmed. However, it normally is with Adam Warlock, but we think that it's currently with Himdall.
I like the one that makes him invisible.
One that makes him invisible. Which him?
Or is
the
that
objective for us 13 XP.
Or is that speed gem that makes him move faster than the speed of sound or light or something?
That's called the
And
Sonic Gem.
Oh yeah.
Cruising around at the speed of sound. I don't know, some other words.
Is there a gem that controls time?
Yes,
I bet.
Time Gym.
Wait, what's it called?
I believe it's the Time Gym.
Oh. I bet Thor is the only one immune to that one.
It's typically used to travel around in time. This is the song that my son plays, and it constantly gets stuck in my damn head. He plays whatever version of Sonic it is that has this song in it. I can't get it. It gets stuck in there. This will hopefully not get me out of strike. I'm gonna go get these buttons. I can't not get me some mushrooms, yo. I cannot explain why this song is. I mean, other than the fact that he's probably played more hours of this Sonic game than I've played of DDO. At least that's what it feels like. Just cruising around at the speed of sound. See, Sonic is like crazy. Anyone who can just cruise around at the speed of sound. What are you doing? Just chilling. And then don't they say that Sonic runs at like twice the speed of light at some point? That is not the button you want, and you know it, DDO.
And Goku could probably go faster than him with Super Saiyan 1.
It's a really bad Sonic. He loves that game. He loves that game forever. That's what you get for saying it's a bad Sonic. That's his favorite Sonic game.
I think that's where the Ugandan Knuckles meme came from. Maybe.
Ooh. Should be real over here, son. Oh, should be real. Alright, let's...
Maybe he likes it because of the Ugandan Knuckles.
I like Knuckles.
The red guy.
I mean, no, he's literally played that game for... basically since it's gotten there. One Punch Man versus Thanos. No, this is where you get people. You're like One Punch Man versus Goku, and then they don't know what to do anymore.
Really?
They lose their stuff.
Saitama versus Goku. That's obvious. That's
Don't
no
look at me,
challenge.
I don't even know anything about a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I watched like the Frieza stuff on Dragon Ball Z.
The saga?
Yeah.
We call them sagas.
Whatever. I follow part. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we might be dead, boys. We could be dead. Depends on whether or not this thing does con damage to us. Damn, that 5 more hit points would have been sweet, right? Or 6 more hit points now? We're out of here.
I don't know. 5 more hit points? How many con point? How much con is that? Like 1 or 2 more points of con?
2 more con. 2 more con would have been 6 more hit points. Alright. I'm sure it's been done. sure it's been done. More damn spiders. That fight would have been a whole lot easier if we weren't yellow alerted too, but that's alright. You're highlighting this one guy for stone.
You know, if you have points in the store, you could get those lasting potions of supreme ability to get those 2 points of con.
I think that would go against the spirit of the drow life. I think the idea is that I'm supposed to suffer as much as humanly possible, which is fair.
I mean, I use the supreme ability potions myself.
Oh no. I've got a bunch, I don't use them. About to get tripped to death by 2 wargs though, it's gonna piss me off.
You didn't max your balance score?
No, it's 2 right now, I think. 2 plus whatever. So it's 14 right now. So that means I should auto stand pretty much every time, because it's 15 is the number that you have to get, right? So literally 1 plus 14. Oh, Dark sharing all sorts of YouTube videos. Why do I have the feeling this is going to be stuff that's One Punch Man related, or Goku?
His real Saiyan name was Kakarot.
Kakarot! That I knew. That I could have told you.
That's what Broly says.
That's what who says?
Broly. He's
That's what
the
Vegeta says. The best one.
Way too overpowered legendary Super Saiyan.
Whatever. That's what Vegeta says. Vegeta's the best Saiyan. Kakarot! He always yells it like that too. I'd make a great Vegeta voice actor. I couldn't say all the rest of the stuff that he says, but I could yell Kakarot real hard.
They totally copied Broly's character design with Kale in Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, I'll just walk
He's like
away
a
from
female
those
version
traps.
of Broly.
Just walk away from those traps. Yeah, I don't know anything about those things. If I could find the nice condensed versions that don't have like power-ups for days, I would try to find time to watch them.
What,
like
the filler episodes?
Yeah, with no filler episodes, the heavily edited and removed stuff.
Good luck watching One Piece then.
You know, I saw a meme on Facebook. It's going around right now on my thing. It's like, people say they like anime, but they haven't even watched One Piece. I'm like, yeah, no. Sounds bad. I don't enjoy that. I prefer some sort of plot moving. Oh, Jessica Jones comes out in 25 minutes, boys. I know where Tobrell's beating his meat to tonight. What? I thought we were dancing. I thought we were dancing. I need to make a micro on my mouse that goes, that highlights the bar / dance, enter, just so I can like hit a button and / dance it at a moment's notice. That would be great. Great, laddie. Oh, did I find my Scottish accent? Heyo! You cannot have the nuclear vessel, Captain. Oh, maybe. Who didn't say he didn't make the invisible aluminum? How do we know this lad didn't invent it? People who haven't seen Akira or Vampire Hunter D or Macross don't know anime. So, I have seen Akira and I have seen Vamp Hunter D. I do not know off the top of my head what Macross is.
Get away from me, potty gold.
What? Are you... I do not know what this is. Super Dimension Force Macross. See, now you're getting killed because you're arguing about anime, and now this is why life is bad for us. Tangle Roots. What one are we on? We're on purple, so this is Lady Ghost. Alright, let's assume you went this way. I'll save you! You're pretty far around the corner. Alright, green is I. You're the age where you grew up with Macross. So I grew up in Robotech. You know, I grew up in the world of. You have 3 channels. If you're lucky, you can get Fox and the weather's just right. I had no cartoons growing up. What I had was VHS tapes that my parents bought at garage sales for $0.25. So if whatever you're talking about wasn't something my parents decided that they would spend $0.25 on to get me a VHS copy of it, as a kid, I did not see it until I was an adult. I have not seen all of Robotech either. I think I watched the Robotech movie. Yeah, I could not tell you how many times I watched the Ninja Turtles movie, though. Not these remakes, the original one, that was great. Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds. Wise man says forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for pizza. For late pizza. I mean, it is what it was, man. You grow up in the country, you have certain privileges and freedoms that other kids don't, and then obviously there's some other trade-offs. Right, like we had a Nintendo eventually, and it lived in my parents' garage next to my dad's porn collection. Or, sorry, in the attic, not the garage. So, every once in a while, if my stepmother was feeling extra generous, we could take the Nintendo down. You grew up with the TMNT comics, all the movies, and the cartoons sucked. See, like, I love to me, those are the Turtles. Had your experience be different, it would have been a different story. But I love the Ninja Turtles and the cartoons, and the original comics. That being said, the new run was pretty good so far. I'm pretty far behind. I kind of gave it up because the cost was starting to get there. Let me actually log into my Comixology account and get a rough idea where I am in the new series.
I don't know about you guys, but I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z.
Tobrel would record it for me, on VHS, and I would sit and hold Remington and watch it. Like, he would come visit me and bring me like 3 months of it. So then I could just like fast forward through the...
What was that?
They spent like 3/4 of every episode yelling at each other.
Oh, screaming to power up.
Yeah.
And like, it would take like 5 to 10 episodes for it to go one transformation.
I don't have him dying in the first issue of the original comic. They re-released the first one. The original black and white. So I'm on episode 45 of the current IDW Ninja Turtle run. So if I look at this series, if I view this series in the store, how many?
Dang, I could make that light. Jeez. Too quick.
How many in this series? I don't care what Comixology Unlimited has. I want to know just how many are in the run. Collected editions. Here we go. Issues.
My dad's got better tires than I do. He's got all these tires that cost like $400 each.
So they currently have issue 49. So I'm 35 issues behind approximately. And he should have better tires because he should have worse reaction time than you. And you should be a better driver than him because you're younger and have a better reaction time.
Yeah.
However, he is probably more responsible for you or than you. And
this is why I'm not drinking.
Well, you shouldn't drink anyway, probably. If you're gonna drive, you should never drink and drive.
Because it gives a penalty to my reflex score.
That and it's against the law, you stupid chwa. You stupid chwa! As a person whose kid was literally ran over by a car, follow the damn laws. I don't know, have I shared that story with everybody? Does everyone know that my son was ran over by a car?
Really?
Yeah. About a block and a half away from my house. He was on his way back from football practice his sophomore year of high school. I think, sophomore. He had made the football team for the second year and he was kind of looking forward to it. And he was at summer practice and some woman speeding wasn't really paying attention, and another woman, he stopped his bike and was waiting for a woman to pass who wanted to turn into the Boy Scouts parking lot, right? She works at the Boy Scouts. He wanted to ride his bike past the Boy Scouts, so he stopped and waited for her to go across in front of him. And she stopped and was holding up traffic on this 2-lane road. And she goes like this, right? Which he takes as, go across the street and get out of my way. So his friend goes across the street. He goes across the street. Well, this woman who's not paying any attention and speeding, not a lot, but speeding. I think she was going like 5 miles over the speed limit or something. Hits him. knocks him over her car. He goes flying. Tears up his knee. Rips a huge scar. Like, he's missing a huge chunk of his shoulder. They have to put screws in to hold it in place. They mess up his head. He gets like 4 staples in his head. We sit in the ER for like 8 hours, and he's complaining about his head the whole time hurting. And they never check out his head. Finally, my wife discovers that he's got a serious injury in his head. Maybe it was 8 staples. He has a huge, like not even a scab, like a scar that's like this big around on his elbow. You can't feel anything there. And he's got one a little bit smaller, but he's got a huge chunk of leg missing. And basically what happened is he road rashed just huge chunks of his body away from this woman hitting him with his car. Or her car. And then within 2 weeks, 3 other people were hit by cars in Salina on bikes. People not paying attention. Yeah, it was crazy.
Were they drunk?
No, I think one person just ran a stop sign. Like, he was riding down a, like, not a major street, but like a busy street. And she just came out of a residential zone thinking, oh, well, no one ever comes out of here. And just didn't stop and just pulled right past and just hit the guy. I think he lived, but he got drugged like a block or something. Oh, shit. We're gonna die again. Oh, drink the big potion. Sing the song. The song of my people. Please go away, please go away. Nobody likes you. So yeah, he's pretty tore up. I don't ask people to like ban their cars. I ask people to follow the law.
Yeah,
which I don't think is crazy.
I'm safe though.
Sure you are. Oh, I can make that light. I'm one of those people. I drive like right at or just under the speed limit. I'm actually legitimately worried. I try to get Remington to drive as much as he can for me because I'm afraid that I'm going to have a migraine attack and just hit somebody. A girl, two girls were wrestling about, I don't know, on the corner of a street about 2 blocks away from my house. And the girl like shoves. Yeah, it's crazy. She like shoves one girl to the ground and like roars triumphantly, jumps up and runs into the street, runs right in front of my truck. I slam on the brakes, I slide. Fortunately, I don't hit the girl. The girl looks at my truck, like hits it, and runs across the street, runs in front of a van coming the other direction. Almost gets hit by a car twice in a matter of like 15 seconds.
I don't know. Maybe that could have been her intentions. I mean, you don't know people like, that do stuff like that.
I don't think I literally don't think she knew what she was doing. I think she was just wrestling or fighting with somebody and didn't know what the hell was going on. So yeah, be careful. You're literally driving the most dangerous thing known to man that you can get your hands on as a civilian.
Yeah.
I mean, until they start letting people have nukes, you literally have the most dangerous thing that you can get your hands on. Statistically. So have a care, and don't kill people because you're not paying attention. Oh man, I think when this quest is over, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm tired. I feel like I've been going all day. I realize it hasn't been a full even 24 hours really since I've TR'd, and I'm level 6 with XP banked for 7 and pretty close to being level capped and all that, but I'm not a speed leveler per se. Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of what's happening right here. Let's do some stabbing in the butt. Stab it in the butt. Just let it go. Doesn't do anything. We are a little double strike machine right now. Let's see if we can see how many we have. 22. Something is wore off. This is wore off. That 20 should put us at 40 something. You get both keys? You must have done. Must have done is something I picked up from the girls. They say must have done. It's a British. Seems weird to me to say it like that. Traps as much as I can. Wow, is this barbarian somehow faster than me? I figured I'd probably be pretty equivalent. I must have another barbarian speed level someplace that I'm not aware of. His 25 against my 30 and my 10 against his 10 should equal out the same. I hope one of us picked up this key. What of me? I guess we can stop for some gold. Nice. Boop, boop, doo. What do we got? Let's talk about my reward. Find a pig sticker. Put it in you. Nope. Nope. I do like the fanged wraps, but also probably nope. Thanks for hanging. I said I'm just gonna sell repair and then try to relax a little bit before bed. I definitely feel my throat being like, we're done, matey. You like the cloak. This cloak? Or the cloak that was in there? Heavy Ford and Death Book on it, yeah. I do typically like the things with 2 augment slots on it like that. They don't work very well for me and how I have gear set up, but it is pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, my plan will be to... I'll be back on Friday, probably. I plan on spending most of tomorrow trying to check out WoW. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm going to be probably overly super critical of it, with the idea that we're DDO players lost in WoW, trying to figure it out. So we'll see. We'll see. Looks like we're basically almost right on time for Jessica Jones Season 2 to drop. So it's not like people don't have things to do now. Just sell basically everything. And then I need to actually explore the idea. I'll probably do some exploration to see if I want to cool you to see if I want to if I just want to craft a throwing dagger and give it a shot now, or if we just keep waiting until later. At 8 we can get our hands on, actually let me auction house again. At 8 we can get our hands on a couple of named ones that are pretty good. Went back to WoW, played 2 months, never went back. They really dumbed it down. I'm literally playing it because my rule is if somebody wants to gift me a game, I will try it. Right? That's like literally my rule. So my brother wanted me to try it, sent me a code, so I have a month of it paid for. Willing to give it a shot. Whether or not it's good, I have no idea. So, alright guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna use the restroom and do some chilling. Maybe I'll do some like off-camera farming for that dagger, just see what I like, if I like it, or maybe I'll just do some, again, kind of looking at the crafting stuff and see what's going on. But that'll give me a chance to like relax a little bit and be quiet and not say anything for a little while. That being said, if you'd like to hear more of my rambling, I'll be back tomorrow morning, about 11. So we're talking 11-ish hours from now. No, that's not right. 8-ish hours from now. Somewhere around 8 and 9 hours from now. So if you're interested, hopefully we can, in hanging out, I'll be here and playing WoW so you don't have to. Peace.